Okay, so next is about the transport of carbon dioxide as bicarbonate. As I told, there are about 70% of the carbon dioxide will be transported as bicarbonate. As you know that carbon dioxide is always produced in our body. We never take it through environment. Whatever the environmental carbon dioxide we inhale, that will as it is exhale. So what happens is in our RBCs, where in our RBCs, carbon dioxide will combine with the water. Okay, carbon dioxide will combine with the water in the presence of an enzyme called carbonic anhydrase. Enzyme called carbonic anhydrase. This is one of the very important enzyme. Okay, in the presence of enzyme carbonic anhydrase, what happens? Carbon dioxide will combine with the water and forms the carbonic acid. Carbonic acid. So this is unstable and it will dissociate into bicarbonate as well as dissociate into H3O3 minus as well as H plus. Okay, again in the presence of enzyme. In RBC, carbon dioxide combines with the water. In the presence of enzyme, forms carbonic acid that is unstable as well as it will dissociate into HCO3 minus as well as H plus. Same in the presence of the enzyme. Next, this HCO3 minus from RBC will move towards the plasma. Okay, this H3O3 minus from RBC that will move towards the plasma. From plasma, there is a chloride that will come back to the RBC. Okay, from plasma, chloride will come back to the RBC. So this is to mainly meant for the maintenance of equilibrium. Equilibrium has to be maintained. And when H3O3 minus moves to the plasma, Cl minus from plasma enters into the RBC. This is known as a chloride shift. Okay, next what happens? This HCO3 minus H plus from blood, RBC as well as the plasma move towards the alveolar region. In that region, what happens? That acts with the sodium as well as potassium, leading to formation of this all these reversible reaction. These two arrows refers to the reversible reaction. So leading to formation of carbon dioxide and water. So that this carbon dioxide will be released from the alveoli. Water will come back again for the combination. Okay, so this is regarding to the transport of carbon dioxide as bicarbonate. So 70% of the carbon dioxide transported as bicarbonate, wherein the RBCs carbon dioxide combines with the water and forms carbonic acid in the presence of enzyme carbonic anhydrase that will be dissociated to form HCO3 minus and H plus. Some of these will move towards plasma. For the equilibrium, chloride will shift to the RBC. That is the chloride shift. Okay, again these HCO3 minus and H plus from RBC as well as the plasma move towards the alveolar region, react with the sodium as well as the potassium, leading to formation of carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide will be released. Okay, so this is regarding to the transport of carbon dioxide. Okay, so in the case of transport of gases, there are about 100 ml of deoxygenated blood can transport 4 ml of carbon dioxide, and 100 ml of oxygenated blood can transport 5 ml of oxygen. Okay, because as you know that hemoglobin consisting of 4 iron containing groups, so that oxygen will bind to it. So next is about the regulation of this particular respiratory system. So in the regulation, how it is regulated? For example, what happens is we have chemosensitive areas in the aortic arc or in that regions. There is a presence of chemosensitive receptors. If there is a change in the carbon dioxide and H plus concentration, if there is acidity of the pH or if there is an increased carbon dioxide, then what happens is these sensitive receptors will act on the respiratory rhythm center. We have respiratory rhythm center in our medulla. So this will be activated so that it will help to remove the carbon dioxide. As well as we have a pneumotaxic center in the pons region. In the brain pons region we have a pneumotaxic center. This will also help to reduce the respiratory activities. You might have heard that by the process of pranayama and all, they will reduce the rate of respiration. If it is possible to reduce the rate of respiration, that will increases the lifespan of the individual. Okay, so that is regarding to the regulation. Maybe we have respiratory rhythm center, we have pneumotaxic center, we have chemosensitive areas. All these will help to either reduce the respiratory rate or it will help to remove the carbon dioxide from our body. So this is regarding to the regulation. Last concept is about the disorders. So regarding to the disorders, there is the asthma. Asthma, you might have heard that it is difficulty in breathing. Individual will have a wheezing problems. This is mainly caused due to the allergens. There are various allergens, maybe the pollen grains of the plants, animal dander, as well as the dust. These can be considered as the allergens. So these may lead to the asthma, where the individual will have a problem with the breathing. Okay, so that is regarding to the asthma. We have emphysema. Emphysema refers to where alveolar wall is damaged. When the alveolar wall is damaged, what happens? There is no binding of oxygen with the hemoglobin. There will not be binding because wall itself is the damaged. This is mainly caused due to smoking. It is also can be caused due to the smoking where the walls are damaged. Then we have occupational respiratory disorders. ORD refers to the occupational respiratory disorders. So in the occupational respiratory disorders, what happens in the people who work in certain industries, maybe a polymer industries, maybe a coal industries, in those conditions what happens, those chemical particles will be inhaled by the individual that will affect the lungs. You might have heard about silicosis. It is mainly people who work in polymer industries, as well as black lung disease. Black lung disease is mainly due to the people who work in coal industries. Okay, so that is refers to the occupation. It refers to the person's occupation where they work. It is occupational respiratory disorders. Other than these, certain simple common disorders such as rhinitis, there is an inflammation of these. Okay, whereas cold, it is not a disease of lungs. Cold is only confined to the respiratory tract. It is only confined to the respiratory tract. So this is regarding to the chapter breathing and exchange of gases. Okay, so in this chapter we have studied the respiratory organs of different organisms, human respiratory system, as well as the mechanism of breathing, including inspiration and expiration, exchange of gases, how gases exchange in the body tissues as well as in our alveoli, and we have transport of gases, that is transport of oxygen, transport of carbon dioxide, oxygen dissociation curve. And then regarding to there are various respiratory volumes as well as the capacities. Then there is regulation of respiratory activities as well as the disorders related to this. Thank you.